Hi, I'm Nick Sarecchia. Recently, TikTok overtook Facebook as the most downloaded app in 2020. Today, I'll be breaking down exactly what TikTok did to surpass them and continue growing. From this, you'll learn not only ways to predict company growth, so for the purpose of investing, you can figure out how to get in on the ground floor and invest in companies before they get huge, but you'll also learn for your own business or career, analyzing what exactly they did that made them skyrocket growth so quickly, and how you can leverage it for your own career or your own business. First, a history. Everything really started in 2018 with a video that TikTok launched of a red gummy bear on a stage with the background of Someone Like You playing by Adele. Gradually, the video panned out into a group of other gummy bears, all different colors, in an audience. And for one reason or another, this went viral. Now, the reason I say this is really where the company started is because it's not really until a video or something on a platform goes viral that it actually starts getting traction. Because from here, people started sharing it, all of a sudden people are hearing about TikTok, and now it's taking off. The whole brand actually started in 2014 when an app called Musical.ly or Musical.ly kicked off in Shanghai. They were pretty much the same format as TikTok, but they never really got quite as much traction. They had some strong US links, and so they had a pretty strong audience there. And there's a company called ByteDance that became a competitor of theirs in 2016 because they launched an app called Douyin. Gradually, they realized in the China audience that this had potential. This whole idea of short video clips, specifically tied to music, had potential. So what ByteDance did was they bought out Musical.ly and merged it into what's now known as TikTok. That was bought in 2018. From there, it's only really gotten bigger. All that TikTok really is a platform that does what it does very, very well, which is 15-second clips of music with people either dancing or singing or, what have you. So what made it so successful? One thing was its massive music library. Like, it made it so easy for creators to make content and put it out there. Like, anyone could do it. The other thing was its insanely powerful algorithm. The way that TikTok learns what you like is so fast. And what that means is that people are way more inclined to stay on it because they watch, one or two videos that were shared by a friend, and all of a sudden they're recommended to videos that they would actually enjoy. So all of a sudden they're going video to video to video to video. From this whole feed thing, they also create a very, very strong sense of community. Say you're into hula hooping. There's a whole group of people doing hula hoop TikToks. Say you're into karaoke. There's a whole bunch of people doing karaoke TikToks. So these communities basically serve as a way for people to connect with like-minded people. But really at the bottom line is that they figured out how to get people together, and they figured out how to organically make people want to spend more time on there. With all this rapid growth did come some potential concerns, specifically from the US and India, because this is a China-based company that does collect a lot of data. There have been, over the course of TikTok's life, different investigations or bannings or really just drama around keeping TikTok active. India banned it at one point, US had concerns about them collecting sensitive information. So what did they do to solve it as a business? What they did was very, very smart. What they did was they got a new CEO who was US based, so that solves that big issue. Not only that, but they allowed experts full transparency into TikTok's code. So they got to see what exactly is going on behind the scenes in terms of what code is being used and what data is being collected, so there would be no concerns anymore, really. And what this has done has been lending itself to a very positive public eye, where now the overall impression is that TikTok prioritizes security and user satisfaction higher than most other companies by quite a bit, because no other company is offering that level of transparency into their code. So from a deeper perspective, what did they do? They capitalized. The entire platform is such short videos, and they recognize the trend that people are having shorter and shorter attention spans. It's pretty hard to get distracted during a 15-second clip. If you can't pay attention that long, then I worry for you. Having all of these different 15-second clips that are entertaining is kind of the equivalent of going to a restaurant and having a tasting menu rather than a full course. On top of this, the shorter content makes it a lot more shareable. Social media in general is so much about shareable content. Finally, let's get into my favorite, which is kind of how they got rid of risks. So I already talked a little bit about that with the government side, but in general, they've done phenomenally at reducing all the potential risks that could come up. On top of reducing the government risks that I mentioned earlier, they also managed to mitigate their other risks. They're making their platform in such a way that it's not restricted by location at all. And it's not even restricted by language, because people are making videos in their own language, and they're making it so easy to use that really any country with a phone and internet can make these videos and use the platform to its fullest. With content where, people could put questionable material. They're enforcing their community guidelines to make sure that there's a limit. All of this is making it so that their audience is as wide as possible, and they're attracting people where even if they're targeting everyone, the whole My Feed thing is making it feel as though they're targeting individuals. So how can you actually use this as, an investor, as a person, as a business? So let's do investing first. Look at how they leveraged organic growth, and look at how potential other businesses are leveraging organic growth. How much of a company's growth is overly fueled by resources, and how much of it is fueled instead by word of mouth or just telling people about it, whether it be through forums or through people sharing it once they're on it. If you can get onto a company that's organically growing before they really either go public or before they start putting a lot of money into advertising, that company is going to skyrocket once they get to that point. You're going to make a huge return. Additionally, see what companies are doing to mitigate their risk. Odds are, if you are seeing a risk like, content issues or like government issues, odds are that the people who are running the company see those too. It's a little bit delusional to think that you're seeing risks that they aren't. So see what they're doing. Look at the news, see what they're doing to actually mitigate those risks, and see if they're doing them in such a way that you believe that it will address it fully. On your own business side, I'll say this for pretty much anyone, reduce your risks so that there's no possible way that you couldn't succeed. If your risk of failure is 0, then it means that you only have room to grow. Another thing to explore is keep people in your mind through constant hooks. Like, don't take people for granted that they'll continue using you. Give them reason to come back, and also give them reason to share what you're doing. Create not just, people who appreciate going to you for the sake of convenience. Create people who are like huge fans of yours for what you're doing, whether it be a restaurant or being content. Like, make them fans. The way you do this is just through continuing offering value in different ways. Finally, the best way to grow your company is become the only company that's doing exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it. Now, you might not be a big company like ByteDance, and you might not be able to buy out your competitors like they did. But what you can do is you can specialize in such a way that nobody is really duplicating exactly how you're solving a problem. Either it can be a more specific problem, or it can be a more specific way that you're solving that problem. Either way, if you can get to a point that nobody is actually competing with you, you're basically putting yourself in a whole new category. So all of this does go for yourself as well on an individual level. So if you're looking for a new job, or you're looking to get the most out of what you can do, look at all of the different unique skills that you offer and figure out what that combo is that very few people can offer. There's something about you in terms of the combination of skills that you have that not everyone can easily replicate. Whether it's your degrees, your experience, your upbringing, whatever it may be, there's some unique combination that will lend itself to a role or a specific problem that only you can solve to the level that you can solve it. Be transparent in what you're doing and solve problems in a way that nobody else does. Meanwhile, if you could help me catch up to TikTok's platform, like the video, subscribe to see weekly videos breaking down other lessons to be learned from business successes and failures. And comment below what your thoughts are on TikTok, whether you think it's going to continue to rapidly grow or if you think it's just a trend kind of like Vine was. See you next video.